Paano Magka Pera Without Working by Robert Kiyosaki. In today's economy with the pandemic, unemployment crisis, at rising cost of living, we find ourselves struggling para ma-maintain ang ating quality of life as well as ang ating assets and liabilities. Pero, what if we told you na may paraan kung paano tayo magkapera without working? Stay with me, hindi ito sales pitch. Instead, i-explain namin sa iyo ang cash flow quadrant ni revolutionary American businessman and author Robert Kiyosaki. Ayon sa kanya, the poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have their money work for them. Essentially, sinasabi niya ang secret to being wealthy is to have a good cash flow plan using ang cash flow quadrant niya. Business ideas and commodities kagaya ng gold at oil are only a small part sa pag-claim ng inyong financial freedom. Truth is, even if meron tayong sapat na asset pero wala tayong financial literacy, well, it's as good as being broke. We need to show initiative para tayo'y makapag-asenso. So listen good and pay attention mga viewers, kasi we're gonna give you the lowdown kung paano natin i-combat ang growing financial crisis with good old-fashioned financial education. But before that, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment kung anong natutunan ninyo sa video na ito. Watch until the end para siguradong ma-apply ninyo itong cash flow quadrant sa inyong daily life. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with our video. Now, ang daming education ngayon ang pwede nating i-avail. There's sex education, music education, and physical education. But to be successful in the world of business, there's 3 types of basic education na dapat nating pag-aralan. The first is academic education. Now, ito ang ating reading, writing, at arithmetic skills. Now, even though importante talaga ito, hindi ito ang end-all, be-all na factor na dapat natin i-consider to be successful in business. Ang second type of education ay ang professional education. These are your doctors, lawyers, engineers, at iba pang mga profession na may licensure exam. Jobs like these pay well, pero hindi ito ang hinahanap natin. Remember, we want to make money without working. And now, the third type of education, at ito ang hinahanap natin, financial education. Habang bata pa tayo, we need to realize na we can beat our friends na may academic at professional education just by being financially literate. After all, ang common measurement ng success is, especially sa ating mga Pinoy, is the amount of money we make. In other words, basta may sapat tayong financial literacy, we can make a lot more money than the people who are only academically and professionally literate. And the beauty sa ating economic climate ngayon ay, take for example, as a doctor, you'd get paid 50,000 pesos per month as an average Gen Med fresh out of university. As a government lawyer, you can get paid as much as 95,000 pesos per month. Pero you need to realize that if you're financially literate, you won't be making money per week or per month. Instead, mag-earn tayo ng pera 24/7 without working. For us, that makes a lot more sense kaysa mag-work hard all the time. Tandaan ninyo, work smarter, not harder. So that's what you'll be learning about today sa video natin. Ang basics ng financial education begins sa paggawa natin ng income statement at balance sheet. Ito ang fundamental aspect na dapat natin i-consult all the time if plano natin maging wealthy. And it all revolves around one central aspect, ang ating cash flow. So yan ang dapat nating i-bear in mind sa topic na ito. If we can manage our cash flow properly, we'll always be a rich person. O kaya meron tayong paraan kung paano tayo makabangon sa kahirapan. So basically, ang dapat laman ng cash flow chart ninyo ay ang income, expense, assets, and liabilities. I'm sure alam na natin kung ano ang difference ng mga ito. Income is our monthly salary plus ang ating other sources of passive income. Basically, anything na nag-add ng positive value sa ating balance. That's our income. Next is expenses. Self-explanatory naman ito. This includes utilities, payments, utang, transportation, and anything that makes us spend money at binababa ang ating net income at the end of the month. Assets. Now, ito ang medyo confusing. We see many people na nililista ang kanilang cars at bahay sa assets column. That's where they get mixed up. They call their house na nirerentahan nila o kaya ang car which they make monthly payments on an asset. So that's what messes people up. Ang dapat mangyari dito at ang dapat ninyong ilagay sa inyong assets ay ang mga factors that actively contribute sa income ninyo. It could be a house you're renting out, mga business na minamanage ninyo, karinderya or grocery. That's an asset. Real estate and commodities kagaya ng gold, silver, oil, Bitcoin, and obviously paper money, yes, those are assets. So assets put money in our pockets, whether nagtatrabaho tayo o hindi. This is what we want. Dito tayo makakakita ng ating best income method, passive income. Ang liabilities naman, it's the thing you don't want a lot of. Your cars, especially ang mga luxury cars kagaya ng coupe models ng BMW, Ferrari o kahit Ford. Cars are isa sa pinakamahal na liabilities that we own. If you own a luxury car, kailangan kayong magbayad ng luxury tax. And that's not cheap. Aside sa initial price ng kotse, sadyang mahal din ang maintenance ng parts nito. Not to mention, na kadalasan ang cars na ito ay hindi fuel efficient. Kasama na dito ang mga bahay na you either own or rent. Personally, sa channel na ito, we advise you na mas better sa iyong wallet ang pag-own kaysa mag-rent. It may seem hard at first, considering mas mataas talaga ang price when you buy, but in the long run, owning your home is much more wallet-friendly. So basically, a liability takes money out of your pocket. Every month, every year, the taxes na binabayad natin sa SSS at PhilHealth, they're mandatory liabilities na kailangan natin bayaran as mandated by the law. Pero the liabilities that we can control, mga luxury cars, fancy houses, trash investments, ito ang dapat nating ilimit. The reason why people are afraid na mawalan sila ng trabaho is that they have liabilities na akala nila ay assets. So they have to keep going to work para lang mabayaran ang liabilities na ito. And if you're still confused, if you have to work para mabayaran ang assets ninyo, then it isn't an asset, it's a liability. So cut it off. So, when we see ang mga factors na ito, income, expenses, liabilities, and assets, makikita natin where we're leaking money. Most probably, makikita natin ito sa liabilities. So what we want to do is reduce the amount of optional liabilities natin para ma-maintain ang mas healthy na cash flow from our assets to income to expenses. Basically, ang game plan dito is ang cash flow quadrant na ito, and the name of the game is passive income. Now, passive income ay ang income business owners and investors make. Ito ang the best type of income. Why? Because it's the lowest taxed income, puts money in your pocket kahit hindi tayo actively working, and has many tax advantages. If gusto nyong maging mayaman na hindi kayo nagtatrabaho, passive income is the way to go. Mag-invest kayo sa mga small businesses. Ang popular ngayon ay milk tea o kaya chicken wings. May mga businesses, especially now, that are actively taking investors na nag-guarantee ng 5% return per month for an investment of 50,000 pesos. So basically, makakuha tayo ng 2,500 pesos per month for basically doing nothing. It's a start. And in 20 months, makukuha mo na balik ang capital mo. And every succeeding month after that, ang 2,500 pesos na yan becomes your income. Now imagine if nag-invest kayo sa mga ibang businesses and investments na nagbibigay ng mas mataas na return of investment, eventually mapupuno ang assets chart ninyo with all these sources of income on top sa inyong sweldo if you still choose na magtrabaho. So that's the way para makakuha tayo ng pera without having to work. Tandaan ninyo, passive income is the key. A doctor or a lawyer, when they stop working, nawawala din ang income nila. But with passive income, 24/7, income's coming in. And that's what financial literacy teaches us about. If you like this video, go ahead and take a look at our other business-related videos to increase your financial literacy. Thanks for watching, and God bless.